Alright, let me just a second here. Let me reconfigure my screen. Let me just a second here. Let me reconfigure my screen. Just a second here. Reconfigure my screen. Okay. So, welcome everybody to Prelude of the Chamber. Day 2, and everything seems to be working just fine. Let me close that because it's repeating it back to me, which might be repeating it back to you, and that would just be terrible. So, let's see. Did I ever fix that busing mishap that I did? Well, yeah, essentially. All of the busing for the TV is complete on this end, so it works great. On the outer layer, you mean out here? No, I didn't. Oh, you mean the timing is for the timing issue, or okay, okay. There's always going to be the timing issue. I could resync all of the pixels. No. Okay. I could resync all of the pixels by delaying the interior pixels to match up with those. I have one repeater on the outmost one, and then none on the other. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a timing issue. Because of we're going around corners, it's just how that's going to be for the last one. Okay. Hang on a second. I'm going to figure out what FU11FU is saying here. Okay. So for the last one, it's powered by the corner. I love you too, Birch. Okay. So let's see. Yeah. Right in front of you. The last few rows don't have redstone power. On the outside. Here? Is this where we are talking about? Okay, backmost of the screen. So way back here. Is this where we're talking about? On this outside edge here. What? Oh. Duh. Okay, I see what you mean. These guys. Right. For like these ones, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. Okay. Alright. Red, I know what you mean. At least I think I know what you mean. With your setup, yes, I could put them all behind the screen. I know that. But I'm going to run into the chunk load issue, which is that the player is going to be standing somewhere like around here or something like that, roughly. And so maybe a little closer, maybe something like right here. But anyway, I don't have enough depth this way to be able to put all of the images if I built it all behind the screen using a setup like yours. I've come up with a system that is kind of similar to this, but it's much more condensed. It's only 4 blocks deep, but the same height, and it operates in 1 tick. So it operates faster than this and faster than the direct behind the screen one. It does mean that I'm going to have to do some vertical busing, like this. Hey, there's a sign up there. What's it say? Why you no talk? Hi, Fix. Anyway, why is that sign floating? Weird. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna circle this around this way, and then back this way, and that way, the lines are gonna come all the way out here, and I can put the most amount of data within the chunk limit that way. That's the plan anyway. Let's go ahead and fix this busing error that FU11U pointed out. Thank you very much. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So it is exactly the same as it was when we first did this thing, which is good. Because that sure makes it easy to bus. And then I'll just stack this all the way down once it's all said and done. Let's see, technically that's like that. We'll just do it like that so that we know for sure later on. Okay, so yeah, Froststorm, you're welcome to. I don't know if you're watching or not, so I'm just gonna type yes. Okay, so cool, excellent. Pressure plate ID is 70. Wood is 72. Alright. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be, I'm going to stack this down the layers below. I just need to take and select it and all that good stuff. So, just give me a second here. Let's see. I don't actually need to go all that depth. I just need to go back where it was, which is about here. Minecraft is faster than Livestream. That doesn't surprise me. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and just stack this down. I'm just going to stack it down one. Stack one down. Make sure it... Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. Undo. Let's see. So was that, and then, oh, because I selected the wrong block. There we go. Now let's try it. Stack one down. Haha, perfect. Okay, so stack, was it 20 down? Oops, forgot the slash. Stack 20 down. What? I don't have permit. I just did this. Stack 20 down. There we go. I must have mistyped something there. Anyway, so yeah, now I've got that stacked all the way down. Thank you very much for pointing that one out. That would have been a pain in the butt. Not too much pain, but yep, exactly. Okay, so it tried to, but you know, I outsmarted it like I do. Alright, so this is the design I came up with for this thing, the new ROM system. So we've got, yeah, I know, I'm expecting this to be incredibly laggy. As far as the piston operation. I wish I could make it better, but unfortunately that's just kind of how it is. Okay, so here's how this works. Oops. We use sticky pistons. And the sticky pistons are going to be our block system. I'm going to stick a repeater right here. And this is basically how this is going to work. I'll stick a torch there for example purposes. So we go out here. Instant logic is amazing, but good lord, it is difficult to program and work with. It's difficult to fit in small areas even. So I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to even attempt to do it. with instant logic. I mean, if people wanted to do this with instant systems, they can use mods for it. Okay, so as you see, we've got this little problem that right here, that redstone does not actually power pistons like this, which was kind of an interesting little problem that what I ran into when I came up with this. So the solution I came up with is this. Oops, put that there. Repeater here, and voila. We've got it so that it allows the signal to pass on and allows the signal to turn off, depending. So this would be our inhibitor setup, and then if we want that pixel, if the pixel was, if this particular image was turned on, so it was displayed, this signal would turn off, which disables all signals coming from behind it, so it would disable anything that is like behind the wall. And then if there was supposed to be like an edge here, we'd just stick a torch here like we would normal ROM, and the signal would carry on like that. So it's a pretty simple design, and it seems to work pretty well. So essentially, that's the setup that we've got. Having it too wide here, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, actually let me, oops, buy wool. I'll get rid of the sandstone so I can get some wool so I can fix stuff like that. There we go. Okay. Ta-da. So we're going to shrink this down to its very bare minimum, which would be this. And we're going to select the area here to here, and we're going to stack it so that we make I verified that this works, but stack, let's stack it just once so we can see here. Turn on. Yep, it's going to block it. Just like it's supposed to. Okay. So let's go ahead and stack it back. Stack 20. Now right now I'm not too worried. I'm not concerned about position. I'm not worried about where this is going to line up, because I still have to, we're still going to have to figure out, you know, height wise, because it's going to be, you know, we're actually going to be raising the display up by 10 blocks, or 10, not 10 blocks, 10 layers, so that everything matches up and all the busing will line up properly. And okay, press the lever again. Okay, so the lever, it basically activates these pistons, which go down. If there was a signal here, like so, then when the piston goes down, this it allows the signal to carry through, and if the piston is up, then it prevents the signal from going through and allows this to take over. So for example, since there's a torch here, when I do this, that signal stays on, and when I turn it off, that signal is also on. So if I get rid of the torch, it would be on and then off. So there you go. Okay, so we've got all of that, and that looks good. We do have to make some small modifications to this, in that when this signal is on, like so, as you can see, it only goes so far because we've got the block distance limit. And the way that we've got to go around this is a little more tricky. It's not like I can't put repeaters here, because that would prevent. See, if I did that, then this torch would stay on. And I can't put repeaters here because obviously that prevents the pistons from functioning, other than the ones next to it because there's a repeater there, but actually, you know, that would work. I could just keep it with that because they are all on, aren't they? When I first kind of toyed around with this, I was just working with 2, but since they are all in a line, it doesn't particularly matter since they go around it. So that's even better. My fix, what I did to get around this, was I put this here, I put a repeater here, and then a block here, and that let the signal pass on and still get passed into this. But I don't really need to do that, as we've discovered, because of the surrounding ones here and here that keep it activated on its own. So technically, like, I could get rid of all of that if I wanted to, and I'll just be extra pieces. So that's pretty cool. That is cool. Okay, so we would want another one here. And we'll get rid of all that. Yeah, I know I'm gonna have to split the screen in 2. You're absolutely right. Yes, definitely, because that way I can you know, horizontally condense the images. You know, like we talked about, where because the things on the left and the things on the right. Yeah, I spent a lot of time discussing with Redstone Warrior about that last time. So, yes, hooray for random problem solving! Ain't that the truth? That's the fun of all of this. That happens to me a lot. Right now, this is all the way across, and I'm going to be splitting this up somehow, eventually anyway. But since it all works great, I'm quite happy with how that turned out. And so this is the maximum depth here. So, because see, if we stack this back by 1, stack 1. Yes, Frost. Let's see. I'll let Frost type whatever it is that he wants. So, if we stack it back here, as you can see, it doesn't interfere with the one in front of it. So, that works out perfectly. I'm just going to go ahead and undo that. I'm making this is going to be the next generation of Prelude of the Chambered for the next generation 3D Minecraft game. Well, 3D Redstone game anyway. Alright, so let's see, we got 20. Hey, mine, how's it going? Alright, so now comes the fun part, which is we have to take, I'm not going to actually stack this yet, simply because moving all of these components is going to be laggy as hell. So I'm going to move everything into its proper position, bus it all, and then stack it so that it all adds up properly. And hope to God that my calculations are correct as far as figuring out where the busing is all supposed to line up. Alright, so let's see. We've got, these are going to be our indicator blocks for the height of the overall system. The top layer of this, ooh, I'm all sparkly. So the top layer of that row is going to be right up here, like so. And it should be plenty of space. You know, we're not at the height limit yet, so we should be able to fit this all just nice and evenly. And even if we were at the height limit, there's still some depth here in blocks that we can work with. Oh, thanks, Birch. All right, let's see. So basically, what we have to do is we have to figure out how exactly we're going to line this up. Since this is here, we're going to go up about we need to find the middle point, which is block number 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this guy here is going to be our middle block. We should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or, excuse me, not 10, 11. My bad. 11. There we go. So if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Perfect. So that's our middle point. So basically now what we have to do is figure out the middle point of this, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, like so. And figure out what is the gap between this right here and this guy right here. So if we figure out, let's see, where is that lining up with? That is lining up with right here, which is basically right here. So if I go like that, oops, and this, it'll tell us 20 blocks. Okay, so 20 blocks. So basically what this means is we're going to have to take this entire display and shift it up by 20 blocks. That way it will line up with everything properly. It'll line up with this, and then we can work on branching all of the inputs into its thing. Now this is huge. So because it's so large, yes, I'm definitely using move. I only have one minor concern, and that's for everybody else that's on the server right now, that by moving this massive wall of 83,000 blocks, that it's gonna lag everybody else, and maybe even me. So server stress test. Move 20 up. All right, everybody cross your fingers. 3, 2, 1. Well, that mostly worked. It forgot the wool. That's hilarious. I don't know how I managed to do that. That's pretty awesome, actually. It forgot to take the wool with it. So what we'll do, it's an easy fix. I'll just take and set this to wool, like so. Set wool white. Ba-ba. And that fixes that problem, but that was kind of funny. Alright, so let's take this and set, oops, set air, and that should have gotten rid of it. Why did it not get rid of it? Oh, there it went. It was just lagging. Woohoo! Okay, so we've got this, and everything looks good. We're 20 up, and it should have lined up perfectly, but it didn't. We're off by 1. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to shift it 1 more up. Alright, well, we'll just have to deal with the wool problem when it happens. Again, no biggie. It was easy enough to fix. It's just gonna be kind of weird. Let's make sure that we're shifting it 1 up and not 1 down, so that we don't have to do this again. We are actually shifting it 1 down, not 1 up. Alright. So move 1 down. unknown command, right? Because thank you very much. Oh yeah. All right, let's try this again. Move one down. Go. Ooh, pretty. Kaflunk. All right, that worked. That worked perfect. That lined everything up, and it forgot the wool. But as Red says, I have got a little miniature army at my disposal, apparently. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all your help. All right. So now comes the fun part, and that is going to be bussing down. We already know that this is where we're going to be going down. So basically what we have to... Now see, I don't know if anybody out there watching is too familiar with world edits or anything like that, but a / line would be fantastic. Yes, yes, Red, it's 4 tall input. I could just select one box here, one box here, do / line, and it would draw a line of a selected block, and that would make busing infinitely more easy. Now, I haven't really experimented with scripting. Yeah. See, I haven't really messed with scripting much. Or like at all. I haven't even looked into it, so I don't know what would be required, all that good stuff. We're actually going through our little marker here. Cool. All right. Yeah, totally. This is gonna take a while if I have to do this on my own. But basically what we have to do is we have to take this and make sure that when we bring it out 2 for each one so that they don't interfere with each other. You can use stack in more than just up, down, north. What exactly do you mean, Pitboy 5000? He says that I can use stack in more than just up, down, north, east, south, and west. Now, because this is kind of like an offset stack. Oops. Ah, thank you. Appreciate you moving the markers. I was like, how am we missing a block there? Look diagonally. Really? Wow! That's amazing. I'm actually kind of curious about that. Let's try it. Let's see. So I guess we'd have to do this and come back. There we go. Can we do it like that? Let's try it. Stack. I don't know. Let's just stack 10 for starters. Okay, so that didn't work. Yeah, see, I didn't think so. Oh, that's not exactly right there, Red. You're off by a bit. I think. No, oh, my bad. You're right. No, I was off. You were on. I was off. Cool. That looks great. Okay, so now we'll just have to do this again. And we're gonna bring them out. Yeah, well, I mean, once we do this first few, we can just stack it back here, and it'll be a piece of cake. So that'll be easy enough. All right, so you guys got this figured out. I'm not really concerned about this repeater. I don't know where this repeater came from. Well, okay. This. All right, hold on a second. Let me fix this here a second here, Red. Reason is 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm sparkling again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so if we put this here, you can't stack if you put repeaters on the thing. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay, I see what you mean. I see exactly what you mean. Okay. It'll slow down the overall operation of the device by 1 tick if we do it that way, but good lord, it'll make it easier to build. Yeah, exactly. 0.1 second. I'm not concerned about that. For the ease of building this, yeah, we're gonna go with the we'll shave off 0.1 seconds. I think, you know, if we're talking about 7 seconds worth of render time, 0.1 second, it's really not gonna make that big a difference. And if people want to complain about it, go for it. All right, so we're gonna be doing this and putting this up. Let's see. We need to make sure that this. Yeah, right. Exactly. Okay, so that lines up perfectly. You know, I can guarantee you that there's going to be somebody out there that when this thing is done, they're going to look for those little tiny efficiencies and be like, oh, you could have made this, you know, 2 repeaters faster, and, you know, how come you didn't do this to shave off, you know, 0.2 seconds worth of time? And that's exactly how am I solving the signal decay? Well, we're solving the signal decay, like, for example, as Red is showing here, or I guess, and as the signal comes down, there's stuff like this, so that it will handle, so that the repeating, as the signal comes in, it will extend it. Shrog's super fast busing mode. Okay. What I am very curious. What is that? Go for it. Hi, Emine. Okay, so I've got an army of bussers that are bussing the buses, which are pretty cool. So thank you. I really appreciate that. That helps a lot. And I can just kind of float around and be like, "Aha! I have an army of bussers. Look at me." Yeah, but I'm not going to. Yeah, who will kill me if I do not finish this? You're absolutely right. Everybody get on there and be like, you didn't do anything with it. What's wrong with you? Alright, so since we have an idea here for where all of this is going to line up, hang on guys, I'm going to take this and I'm going to stack this out a few. Excuse me, Birch. Let's see here. Stack. Oops. I can spell. Okay, so that's going to be our massive bus wall, like so. And then what I'm going to do is start circling it around. This one can be like this. So that way we've got multiple people doing multiple things. Okay, so we can just pop all this out and it'll look perfect. Should line up perfect because these are too wide and these are too wide. So So let's do this out. Keep on going. Keep on going. No, haven't reached the end yet. Hello, John Brady. Yeah, it's complicated. Let's see. Let's take a look. This looks awesome. What? Why are we missing pieces? I'll let you guys handle that. Oh God, what happened here? That's oh, okay. I'm going to let you do what you do, and just be awesome. You guys are awesome. I'm not even gonna look at that. I'm just gonna go over here and do some other stuff. Okay, so let's see. We'll keep going down here. That's good. Okay, you got the right idea, guys. Set stone. And guess what? Unlike last time, I've got this. I don't have this. Ah! Alright, Jassassin. Alright, so Jassassin had sent me a message and said that I should be able to use that. Apparently, we're still having glitches with it. Jassassin, whenever you see this, no worries. You're forgiven. There's yeah, you're fine. So don't even worry about it. Unless I mistyped it. It says block redstone not allowed, so I don't know. Yeah, I can stack the single wire. That's fine. That's my intention. I'm not too worried about that. That was how I did it the first time to do the stuff for the display. Whoa, we are missing. Oh, we're not missing. They just have signals going to them. Okay. Oh, hi Redstone Helper. Hello, welcome from Reddit and all that good stuff. Well, as you can see, I kind of have an army of buzzers and whatnot going on, so I'm doing pretty good for right now. If I do need more help, and if you see something I'm doing that's wrong, then by all means, call me out on it so that we can fix it together. Like I said, when I go through this, I'm going to credit all you guys because you guys are all awesome for helping me out on this. Okay, so let's see. So now we got that going. We got that. Let's go to war with VoxelBox! Oh, actually, with VoxelBox, we were considering... Oh, thank you. The floor, in case you missed it or you're here from last time, these are chunk markers. They represent the four corners of a chunk. It's good for lining everything up, and for... It was originally intended to combat the torch edge disappearing glitch, but that has since been fixed, to my knowledge, so it's not as critical as it used to be, but it's still, like I said, it's still pretty helpful. Okay, I think Frost, yeah. Yes, I agree, Red. They are still awesome. Oh, no. Don't stack it vertically yet. We still need to put all of the repeaters in there. So, I don't know who did that, but go ahead and hit, yeah, thank you. Go ahead, Frost. What's your question? Good thinking, Goldie. Yes, by all means. Goldie, yeah. Stick your name on the sign. That way I know who all's helping, because I can't keep track of all of my army. You guys are too numerous and too awesome. So I appreciate all of your help, and I would love to be able to credit you all appropriately. Yeah, even helping a little bit counts. definitely. So, MVP is going to defend Whiterun on, or Whiterun on Skyrim. Go MVP, good luck. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so we got a bunch of people that are helping out. You guys are awesome. We're going to do work on putting the repeaters in here. And in the meantime, now, I didn't exactly do my homework this week. And what I mean by that is I had intended to lay out exactly what graphics I needed in order for the next generation. But, well, kind of. I mean, basically, we just need to make sure that all the signals are reaching their sources. So, I like that, Mort. Nice. Okay, so why can I not stack the corner, add space, restack or something? Stack the corner that I've already have done. It would kind of be difficult to stack the corner. Oh, hang on, guys. Before you do start putting repeaters everywhere like this, don't forget the block extending trick, in that when you put these out, you can put a block here like so, oops, and like here like so around a repeater, and that will extend its distance out. We might be able to shift we might be able to cut a repeater out of it by extending it out. I mean, it's only one block, but even that 0.1 tick that we're going to lose on our display will definitely help. Okay. The Undead Killer asks, how many years have we been playing? I started playing with Redstone in April of this year, and that was my first experience with Redstone. I made my Pac-Man game, the first generation Pac-Man game, which is on my Planet Minecraft. And then after that, I kind of got hooked. I basically came up with the idea for the second generation of Pac-Man, but had no idea how to do it. It actually involved these magical things called RS NORs, and like actual logic gates, like the AND gate and the OR gate. And I was like, I don't know what any of this stuff, how am I going to put this all together? So I had a little field, and I tossed a bunch of these things together and figured out how to do it. And ever since then, I've just been basically hacking all this stuff together, putting it together as best as I could, and yeah. So since then, I made a TV and a display. Well, I started off with a little display, and then I upgraded to a TV, and then wow. Whoa, what happened here? Why, thank you, Goldie. Yes, I went from complete noob to this. and I don't know, I've just been having fun with it and making up stuff and learning as I go, and seeing some of the amazing creations that other people do is very inspiring. And it inspires me to do some other stuff. Yes, in the beginning, I start off with a display, and that's pretty much all I do is display stuff, interactive displays, games, things like that. I have never once built an adder, for example. I have never built a calculator. I've never built an ALU or a CPU or anything like that. Yeah, really, never. If you ask me to build one right now, I would not be able to do it because I don't know how. I've never actually taken the time to learn those components because I've never used them. I've never needed them. So basically, I learned the stuff that I need for the application. Any of the other stuff, I don't use, and I've never built. If I ever come up with something, yeah, I'm one very smart person. Yes, I like that. Okay, so I've been kind of like hanging off away from this, just because I don't want to interfere with this stuff. Because I know that these guys... I will get rid of this, though, because this is obviously out of place. Oh, I'd hardly say you fail. You guys are saving me tons of time and effort. Tons of time and effort. Okay, so now that we've got all of this put together and it all theoretically should be connecting properly, yeah, this is, you guys are working together and making this awesome. You did a good thing. He did do the rotate thing. The only thing I'm concerned about with the rotate thing is that everything lines up, but apparently everything lined up, so go us. Alright, so this, as we can see, is actually lined up perfectly, which is awesome. I don't know if somebody moved this for me, or if I just built this here accidentally. I'm going to go with built this here accidentally. I've been working on this for, this is day 2 of the build. Day 1, I worked on it for about, I think about an hour and a half. And then the rest of that time, about an hour, I spent discussing with Redstone Warrior a design that he had for this system right here. And we kind of went back and forth about what... whether it was usable or not, and how it worked. Eventually, it all clicked ahead in my mind, and I was there. I got it, and it's a fantastic device. It condenses everything down to where it would fit behind the screen, and it's beautiful. It's just a little too slow, and because it would fit behind the screen, it's because the player's going to be standing somewhere like right here, that doesn't give me as much room as I would need to just put all of the images into it. It's a great little design, though. I highly recommend it for a lot of applications. So if you're curious about it or something like that, you know, ask Red. He's awesome. He's a great engineer, as I'm sure you all know. Alright, so basically now what we have to do is we're going to be stacking this up. Now, as I said, I didn't really do my homework. And in that this week I was planning on figuring out exactly what images I would need, so on and so forth. And I haven't quite done that. So, because some of the images, the ones that are in front, are going to be just standard ROM, not the one that blocks anything behind it. It should be 21 by 21. It better be 21 by 21. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, good. Yeah, it's 21. Well, the reason is, this is going to get kind of complicated in trying to explain, that when you've got, alright, when you've got two walls like this, alright, see how there's this black line in between them? But, of course, that's only when I'm looking at it. I want to be able to selectively eliminate the corner. Yeah, exactly. I'm talking about the corner. So I want to be able to selectively eliminate the corner if two blocks are sitting side by side. That way it doesn't have, everything doesn't look like a grid. And the best way to do that is to have the corners as a separate ROM set that is activated, that basically checks to see if there's blocks together in certain situations, to see whether that particular corner should be activated or not. At least that's kind of my idea. What the? Okay then. Let's see. But I can add that in later. I don't really have to do that right now. The other thing that that is gonna take quite a bit of time, and I don't really want to do it while I'm live streaming, just because it's boring and tedious, and I don't want to have to put you guys through that, is actually programming the images into this. So this week, in between my live stream broadcast, what I'm going to do is program all of these together, so that I'm going to program all of the images in here so that you don't have to sit here and watch me do that, because like I said, it's boring. Alright, so let's go ahead and stack this up and see how it looks. Stack 20 up. Kablam! And look at that. A thing of beauty is when stuff works right and it all lines up. Ah, beautimous. You guys are awesome. Yeah, I've got images lined up to be able to program into this thing. So we can do some test stuff. Let's not bust this together just yet. Because let's see. Well, I mean, we could do a test bus if you wanted to like actually connect these lines, and then we could put an image into it just to see how it looks on the new screen. You're absolutely right. I definitely want to start without the torches. Good point, Red. Very good point. Doop. All gone. Man, I feel so powerful when I can wipe out so many thousands of blocks with just a single click. Or type, or whatever, command. Okay. Without the torches, because most of the images are primarily off. So. Nope, repeaters are all facing the right way. At least in this part of it. I don't know about, I mean, I'm just going to assume that my guys know what they're doing as far as busing goes. Alright, let's see. So let's take and stack that up by 20. Oops. Oh, God. Did I just do that? I just did that. I'm going to undo that. Whoops. Alright. Stack 20 up. Let's give it the right direction to go. It is 21 rows by 21 columns. So 21 by 21. Yeah, go ahead and remove the torches from the, if there's, yeah, debug torches, which it looks like there are. Why are some of these on? These should not be on. Thank you! It is a screen. Alright, let's figure out, I'm going to take just a moment here and figure out why some of these are on when they should not be on. I'm not exactly sure. of the busing techniques here. Now this is a very interesting approach to the busing, but we'll roll with it. It's cool. So basically we need to invert that, have it operate like that. I guess this will work if we put it like this and this. Nope, that's not going to work at all. Well, it will if I don't get rid of that. Okay, so I got that, and then that. Something like that. Okay. So I think that, yep, you got it. And then the debug ones are on the bottom, right? These are the debug torches. Yeah, that look, everything, the screen seems to be, you know, blank like it should be. So that's good. Let's go ahead and get rid of these torches because no, the bottom should be okay. It's just there's debug torches here, which we're going to eliminate. Oh, what the? Oh. And we'll have to stick some redstone on it. Yeah, I know I could use commands, but I've got an army. Who needs world edit when you have an army at your disposal? Okay. So yeah, that should work well. We've got this connection, which is cool. Actually, hang on, guys. Let's take and move this forward. Just so that we don't have to stick a repeater here. Let's move it forward. How many blocks is this? I don't even know. If we have it from here, let's stick it about, oh, I don't know, here. It's close enough. It's 28 blocks. All right. So let's stick here. Yeah. Don't feel odd. You're always welcome here. Anybody's welcome. And it's kind of cool because you get to see how the RDF works from inside perspective, which may or may not be a good thing. It might be kind of embarrassing to us. All right, move 28, not 27, not 29, but 28. Okay, so that should take care of that. All right, let's stick a torch on here, see what happens. We do have. Yay! All right, so basically when programming this, the top left corner is here, and which means the top left corner is here. So it's perfect. Okay, let's see. We could program something into it for kicks. Just for fun, let's try. Some corners here. Yeah, I could do a creeper face. Haha, that'd be fun. Let's see, this is basically the process of programming an image, is going through and putting pixels by pixels by pixels. Okay, we've got a problem. We've got, see this, we should have an angle here, but we don't have an angle here. So somewhere, the signals are not getting conveyed. So let's figure out where it is. Something is wrong with the busing. What is wrong with the busing? This part looks good. Goes all the way to here. Oh. Yeah, we're going to need something here for the repeaters to actually flow into. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. Like so. So, just stick that in there. Stack 20. Oops, right, my bad. There we go. Now, stack 20. Not 29, just 20. Like so. Well, I guess not exact. Well, yeah, it should be. Well, not exactly, because some of these don't actually have repeaters, and we'd just be blocking the signal, which is bad. Boy, that's complicated. Why don't they have repeaters? They should. They should. Let's fix that. I'm always up for World Edit lessons if they can help me get better at this. Let's see. That should pass. Because it's better. It's always best to know, to learn. Expand! / expand. Right. Okay. Ha ha ha. I forgot about that one. Well, that's the whole fun thing. Is you know, as I learn, hopefully you'll learn a trick or two from all of this too. We don't need this repeater here because it's flowing right down. There's already a thing here. You're going to test the. Oh yeah, that looks good. Ooh, we're going to test the whole system. Yeah, let's go for it, Red. Yeah, go for it. I don't know what you have planned, but I am curious. I mean, it's not like we can break it at this point. Hopefully. I probably shouldn't have said that. Anyway, let's see what Redstone's going to do. So that's basically what our thingy's going to... Yeah. I definitely wouldn't be surprised. Now see... This is one thing I don't like about piston displays. That's because they're bigger. Like for example, with the display I used for the first generation of Prelude in the Chambered, 1 pixel was 1 block in size. But of course, with piston displays, because you can't control them horizontally, vertically independently, we're stuck with ooh, pretty. We're stuck with, you know, larger pixels, where 1 pixel equals 4 blocks. What are you doing, Red? Okay. It could be 1 equals 2 blocks? Now this is interesting. We do seem to be missing some pixels. 1 pixel go to 2 pistons. Okay. Well, see, the tricky part about having it just as 2 pistons now is that it would look really kind of off. Like, I don't know if you're talking about 2 vertical pistons, like stacked above each other, or like kitty corner to each other, or horizontal to each other. But either way, I mean, the look of 4 pistons is fine. It looks okay. It's nice and clean. but it does it at the same time. It's a bummer because it has to, you know, it would look nice as either one piston or as 4 pistons. And if it could be 1 piston, that would be fantastic. If not, well, you know, obviously it can't be, so. This is kind of fascinating. See, I'll leave the guys who were in charge of the busing to handle any busing errors that there might be. All right. I can actually work on another part of this at this point. First off, it would be figuring out, for example, where the player is going to stand. To get a good view of the screen that's not something like this. Okay, let's do this. Position 1, position 2. Oh no, you guys are awesome. You're definitely working on it. Yeah, I'm gonna be. There'll be a border around it to make it look nicer. Oh, cool. Thanks, TJ. You beat me to it. Okay, so I'm gonna be looking at something like this. That fills up the screen as best as it can be, roughly. I don't want to get, you know, technically I could, you know, get rid of the interface and it would look okay. It would look fine. So that's good. The other tricky part about this is, let's see, make sure that lines up right. Yeah. Okay, so this, I believe, is the middle. Right here. Is middle. Is the control scheme. In the first version of the Prelude of the Chamber that I made, I put the controls off to the left, as you all know, with the buttons. I did that so that it was easier for people who were viewing the video, to tell what I was doing and how that was translating to the action on the screen. But for an actual playable, like, nicer version of the game that's more than what the first version was, that's not really so great as far as a user interface, because then you have to click over here and look, and click over here and look, and it's terrible. Yes, exactly. I intend to use pressure plates as the new control scheme. So there's going to be the 4 pressure plates. Okay. I am curious. Well, because, alright, so we've got, I mean, with this kind of a layout, you'd have left, you'd have right. We would need move forward, and then we would also need action. But, yeah, there's no jumping, per se. So, hang on, let me switch out some blocks here. Yeah, the connect thing, which is really awesome. And Seth Bling, that was brilliant. I loved that. I might, you know, it would be kind of strange, but I'm just thinking, like, if we put, okay, let me give some pressure pads here myself. Let's see, stick. All right, so if we have, actually, we don't even have a back. We'd have turn left, turn right, move forward. Well, the screen is completely empty, so I mean, technically it's on, and it's all on right now. But so we have move forward. Yeah, but see, I don't really like having something there because then you can't see the screen, which is bad. So basically, what we'd have to do. We could do this kind of like Mario Brothers, in that use the connect type thing, so that jump is the command for action, and then yeah, exactly, FU11. Yeah, that's. I would rather have. I think it would be better for jump to be action, rather than and then move forward to just be move forward. So we'll have move forward. We'll also need some. So I guess we'll need some glass panes here. Well, it'll take a little while, obviously, but it's not. It won't take too awful long. And like I said, once I go through this and program in the lighting, or all of not the lighting, all of the imagery that's going to be displayed, things will go pretty quickly then, because then I just have to build the storage system. So we would need something like, I don't know, something like this. Yeah. Because we're gonna do turn. The main thing that I want to be careful of is pushing two buttons at once. That would be bad. So if we extend this out a bit, let's just get rid of this. Ooh la la. That looks pretty good. Okay, so if we extend this out a bit by 1, yeah. Okay, so it'll be like the old Game Boys, like the original Game Boys, where you had to have the light around it to be able to see what's going on the screen. Okay, so if we extend it out like this, then we don't have to. Then the player can push left and move forward and push right. Oh yeah. Good thinking. That makes sense. Half blocks. Half blocks are awesome. Because if we take and get rid of this, stick some half blocks here, then the player can only push one at a time. Thank you, Mort. That was good thinking. Yeah, I was just noticing the action. It needs to be up by 1, so we'll have to stick that up by 1. Now that I'm half up. It does look fugly. You're absolutely right. But, sometimes you gotta go with function over form. What if pistons popped out of the ceiling to push you back to your standpoint for movement resetting? You can do that, but I don't really think that it'll be necessary, because I'll put limiters on these, pulse limiters, so that once it's pressed down, it will shut off the signal after a delayed period of time, and then it won't matter. Like, the player actually has to move off of it in order for it to function. I have glass transparent box in the corners between the pressure plates. Well, let's see how that looks. I don't know how that's going to look, but it's part of the fun here. Why do I have 2 sets of torches? That's terrible. Okay, so put it here. I can stand on that. Well, It actually won't add that much delay because like once the signal's on, it'll be on and then turn off, and it'll stop the signal from going, and then on and then off, so and then on and then off, regardless of whether the player's standing on it or not. So it won't add any delay to the system, but it'll keep the player from like holding down the turn left button, which would make him spin in circles, which would probably pump so many updates through that it would crash Minecraft. So yeah, exactly. That's all I have to do is put monostable circuits to the inputs. You're exactly right. Okay. That looks good. That looks fancy. Okay, so that'll be good. And then, is it even registering me when I jump on that? I didn't think so. Okay, so hang on. What if we did this the opposite way? What if we put the pressure plates up? Brought this down by 1. Brought the action button down by 1 and put the pressure plates up. Oh, except we can't do that because we can't put it on half blocks. And we could put... no, that won't work because I can't jump up to it. Tricky. Alright, well, it's because... Ooh! I guess I better go into fly mode. Somebody's going to break something, I'm going to fall through the end of the world. Right. That might work, actually. That might work perfect. Oops. Oops. Just saying what? Hang on, I missed that. No, Red, it really didn't. It really didn't. You know, there's going to be way more images than what we talked about last time. I was just talking about the, no, I don't need just 4.5. I need something more like, maybe somewhere in the vicinity of 18 to 20. And that's even including doubling up, because there's also the dynamic objects, and there's not just walls, but there's walls and bars and chests and items and doors and blocks and breakable blocks, and yeah. So not more than 20 images, more like 20 rows of depth here. I'm just talking, yeah. I mean, I'm sure it can still be narrowed down, and I'm going to work on that as I haven't drawn up all of the different things that I need to yet, all of the different graphics. So yes, my interactive objects will have a toggleable state. That's correct. That way, like in the first one, there was walls that you can use the action button on, and it would break the walls. And then there's also going to be the balls, like there is. Chests. The chests. It's not really so much chests. It's more like collectibles. I'm gonna eliminate the chest part of Prelude of the Chamber to put just like the actual item hanging out there. Well, I might actually. Well, actually, it would reduce my images if I used it as chests. Okay, so chests, yes. Yes, Red. Yes, I can. I've drawn out all of those images are drawn out because all of them were originally going to be in the first version of Prelude of the Chambered, but they didn't make it because it's not compatible with a lot of that stuff, and it was not the best designed. Wow. Okay, so let's see. Does this interact with this? Am I actually like stepping on this by moving? Okay. Right. By moving back, it'll work perfectly. Yep, activate it by walking into it. So that's perfect. Okay. Okay. Ooh, fancy. See, this looks a lot better than the first one. Okay, so step back, step forward. We're gonna need something here, probably a glass block, so that people don't walk off the edge to their death, because that would suck. A video game that kills you just by trying to play it? Yeah, that's not so good. Actually, let's see. If I put, whoop, as I was saying, if we put a glass pane there, I wonder if that would look better. You know, off to the side here. Something like this. Because then it wouldn't block. It blocks the screen somewhat, but it doesn't block the screen a whole lot. Hello, SS Louder. Yes. What I'm making is version 2 of Prelude of the. Well, I should say we, because I should say I, because there's a whole bunch of us. It's Prelude of the Chambered version 2. It's a 3D redstone game where it's kind of like a dungeon crawler. I don't know if you've ever played Prelude of the Chambered. It was created by Notch for the Lit 'em Dare competition. And basically what I've done is recreated it inside Minecraft with a using redstone. And if you check out my YouTube channel, you can see the first generation of it in action. It uses a different display. It uses a torch-based display instead of a piston display. So it looks different by like a lot. But yeah, or visit the RDF.net. Yes, absolutely right. Sneaker app. But this is going to be the new display. So, cool. Well, it's pseudo 3D. It looks like it's 3D. It's like 2.5D engine. All right, so this looks fancy. Wow, so fancy. Okay, so that would be turn left and turn right, and move forward, and hit action. Yeah, this looks fantastic. Well done, guys. This looks spot on. Now I imagine from a gameplay perspective, wire a few note blocks so that you know when it's pressed. That's not a bad idea, actually. Stick a couple of note blocks. Of course, I don't know. Would that get annoying as the player? Ooh, somebody's building me a sign. I don't know who that is, but thank you. That looks good. I don't know if that would get annoying. Like, it'd be like, do, when you're trying to turn a bunch of times. But at the same time, it would be kind of nice to have some kind of indicator, just because it takes like 7 to 10 seconds for the screen to change. So it would be nice to know that, you know, when you're stepping on it, that it's actually doing something and processing. Like, how, what if, all right, guys, what do you, I think that what we should put on this somewhere is maybe either near here or something like that is a loading indicator to indicate that it's processing a screen or processing a change. Yeah, make it the stick click, because a stick click probably wouldn't be as annoying. Well, not necessarily a flashing torch, but like a torch that comes on just enough so that like when that torch is off, you can tell the lighting difference in the area around it, so that you know, it's a lot more subtle. I thought about putting some torches on the side of the screen, but it would take so long for this. I mean, it wouldn't take. It would only take, I don't know, a few ticks, 5 ticks or something, for the signal to get there. That it would probably be better to stick it somewhere more close by, so that it doesn't take as long for the torch to activate when you hit a button, so that you actually know that something is being done at the moment. Make insta repeaters and use the torch on the screen idea. Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. That is an option. Ooh. Okay, instant wire or instant repeaters are it uses pistons, because there's a property of pistons that lets you instantly activate or deactivate wires without having any ticks. So you can have a signal that instantly propagates without having to go through a line of regular repeaters. Yeah, it mostly deactivates. And it allows you to send a signal instantly across an area. Unfortunately, the setup for such devices is rather large. I mean, it's a lot larger than just a regular repeater. So it can't be used like for example, I could not stick a whole bunch of them in there. It just, there's not enough room. But yeah. It allows. Well, yeah, I know that building a repeater is pretty easy. Trying to get them to all, like a two-way repeater. Yeah, exactly, a two-way repeater. Oh, thank you, Shrog. Appreciate that. For this application, you wouldn't need a two-way repeater. Yeah. Ooh, fancy sign. Okay, so we would move back and move forward, move to the sides. Yeah, Shrog was a critical part of developing and discovering and researching the instant wire stuff. So, go Shrog. Shrog is awesome. Okay. So, let's see. Well, instead of just standing here, let's figure out. So we got... Is it possible to build instant computers in Minecraft? Yes. It is possible. It's a lot more complicated. And the amount of foresight and development that it would take is incredible, but Red says that he tried to make an adder, but it didn't work. So maybe it's not possible. I would think that it would be, but so if okay, gotcha. So the pistons will actually lose the blocks with that kind of stuff. Okay, so we've got a display. We've got a pretty awesome user interface here. Now let's see. It's pretty easy to leave the user interface as well, which is good because we are going to need an access point for the player to get into position. So obviously we can just stick a path off to the side here or something like that as the entrance to the controls. Lovely. Very lovely. Who made this? Goldie! Thank you, Goldie! Appreciate that. That looks fantastic. Yes, Shrog. Of course. I'm all ears. Yes, all mics. Very true. You can move. If those pressure plates were on top of fences, it will make it less bumpy. Yes, please show. Well, the reason why I don't have it shrug like that is because then the player can step on two pressure plates at the same time, which can cause problems with the game code, with the game's logic. That's why we have it raised up like that. But thank you for the suggestion. Appreciate it. Okay, so this is good. This looks awesome. This is funny because it's kind of different than how I normally build things, because like I'm basically just like, okay, I need a user interface here, and then bam, like suddenly there's this really awesome user interface here. I hardly had anything to do with it. How do I want to deal with encoding? Now, what do you mean by encoding? Right. The like the corners of the display blocks. Right, I know what you're talking about. Basically, what I'm going to be doing for that is, it's going to be checking to see that, like, for the blocks, it's going to. My plan for the just to break off from this redstone. To break away from my discussion with Redstone Warrior, I've got a little under half an hour. I try and keep it my live stream about 2 hours. So, why is the action pressure plate on fences? Why is it on fences, actually? I mean, obviously it's so you can activate it. But we could just put it, I mean, since we're not jumping, we just stick it right down back here. And do the same thing. I know that would actually reduce the accident, well, I like the fences too, but that would reduce the accidental pushing of the action button that I could very much see happening with this design. So, yeah, SS, good point, good point. cuts it off if it is on. Well, that's kind of the way it's supposed to be. The intention is for them to be indented like this, if that's what you mean. Hello, Savage Clown. No, it is. Yeah, this is just. This is display busing for the screen. There's no actual logic for the inputs or anything yet. I'm going to be putting in the images that will be displayed in here, and connecting all of this together with the storage, the ROM storage system that the ROM storage system that handles player position and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, Red, what's up? Okay, what I meant. Remember how you left the torches on? Yes, I remember how I left the torches on. I've turned the torches off now. I mean, there's no torches. So, yeah. So okay. Like for example, right now. Yeah, like this one's on, and this one's on, and this one's on, and this one's on. The four corner angle one is on, and as you can see on the display, they're inverted like that. So that should be good, unless you meant something else. I need to take out these pistons. Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Yes, the pistons are there only to block certain things. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, and that is why I'm going to be going through and programming this while I'm not live, simply because it's going to be tedious, and it's going to be long, and it's going to be boring to program all of those images into it, because I'm going to have to take out sections of because I wanted to test it. I wanted to make sure everything worked right. I'm going to be gutting all of this, like when I actually go through and redo this, because I'm going to be shrinking it down, and I'm going to be putting it over here, and I'm going to be blah blah blah, and yeah, I want to save your lives. Yes, I want to save you from the boring tedium that actually is involved with programming this thing. And when I do that, I'm going to go back through and kind of show you what I did, but it's yeah, it's long and boring. Well, I'm not going to be taking out. No. I'm not going to be duplicating this all the way across. Like, I'm not going to be taking this entire stack, copying it, and then going through and editing it. I'm going to be going through. That's true. I have a whole army at my disposal. I could probably have you guys help me put the programs in. But I'm going to have like each one be. For example, if a wall takes out all of these 5 blocks here, then yes, you're absolutely right, Red. And that's what I intend to do. You're absolutely right. I'm gonna keep it blank and then fill it in as I go. But for right now, I just wanted to put it all in here so that we see how it looks and all this kind of stuff, and make sure it all lines up and works right. Because this is like worst case, per se, worst case scenario type situation, where I'd put all the lines in and all the blocks and all that stuff. I'm sure you guys can help with that. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, this is not a frame that I'm going to be keeping. I'm not going to be doing. I'm going to get that out. I just wanted to use it so that for testing purposes, so that make sure everything worked together properly, and it does. So we're good. Okay, so we got a stack there. Okay. No, I'm definitely not going to be making every possible frame. Basically, how I'm going to be doing it is each wall is going, like, for example, let's do a thing here. Each wall is essentially something like this, okay? Depending on where the player is, so let's say if we're looking down a hallway, as you can see, this particular wall looks like this. If there was no wall next to it, then there's no wall next to it, and it looks like a hallway going off to the left. Otherwise, it looks like a hallway going down this way. So this here is all that's going to be programmed for one particular block position. And wall position, I mean. And then like if there's another one, like for example, I wanted to make a long hallway, I'd put another block set here. So basically there's two images that are programmed here, and depending on where the player is and the direction that they're facing, it will display the proper number of walls in their proper positions to make up the 3D game environment. This is looking good. Okay. Prelude of the Chamber. Nice thing about a piston display like this is that even with it being nighttime, yeah, I'll kind of have to do something. I'm not really calculating it per se. Like I'm not having it render the world like using a polygon based system or something like that as it goes. I'll essentially have some ROM in place, just like if you watch the pseudo calculations. If you watch, I have a video that shows how I made the first one. And it's going to work very similarly to that, but with just a much more simplified display system, so it's a lot easier to program and will also be capable of a lot more features. Thank you, Pip-Boy. Okay. So this looks good. As a matter of fact, it's looking beautiful here. Just beautiful. You guys are awesome. And when we go through, I'll be programming this all up with its thing. How goes this? Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, I assume that there's going to be like an indicator of some kind, and you guys are working on that, so I'll just let you do your thing and figure it out. And don't forget that we actually have to have room for the signals that leave here to go somewhere and go out to the thing. I've been live streaming for 1 hour and 45 minutes, so we got about 15 minutes left. To put it simply, with the pseudo bit, I'm going to be pre-programming calculations into it. It's not going to be calculating on the fly. I'm going to have a system very similar to the way that I did the first Prelude of the Chamber to handle the displays. Yeah, calculations in quote. And that way it operates quickly. It functions a lot faster. It's not that we couldn't have it calculated on its own. That would be possible, but good lord. It would operate 10 times more slowly than it already will. Exactly. No, this is version 2, the one that I'm currently working on. Oh, you mean the video that he linked? Yeah, I think I think he linked version 1. Okay, so cool. This is looking fantastic, guys. Ooh, some more aesthetics. Thank you, TJ. That looks good. Well, I will say this. The aesthetics of this looks a lot better than version 1 too. Because version 1 was... If version 1 had worked out the way I had intended it, I would have made it look a lot nicer. But there's no point in spending the time to make it look nice when I had to scrap the whole thing and start over from scratch. So... Yep. Version 1 was 99% ROM. Version 2 is going to be 95% ROM. Yeah, basically. Well, yeah, there's going to be RAM. I mean, there was RAM in the first version too, because the RAM was what handled the breakable blocks. No, version 1, the display did not look particularly great. It's true. I really haven't. I haven't hardly done anything. I haven't made much of anything. I'm just like, I need a user interface here. Blop, there's a user interface here. I started and then blam. Yes, my army. Okay. Yeah, this looks fantastic. If I made it 100% programmable, then I wouldn't even be bothering doing it with Prelude of the Chambered. I would be doing Minecraft in Minecraft, which is on the to-do list. Just tossing that out there. But but I want to make sure that this new rendering system works and get all the bugs worked out of that before I try and tackle that project. Yeah, actually, Maxi and me we're actually working on that together, or at least we're discussing, talking. I haven't worked on that because I've been working on this with him, or on this, but he has been working on Minecraft and Minecraft using this type of rendering system. So that's really exciting, and I hope if I don't do it, I hope he does it, because that would also be awesome. It saved me from having to do it. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. Also, well, no, Terraria and Minecraft has already been done. That was done by Hans Liemerson, actually. Hans Liemerson has Minecraft in Minecraft, and it's a 2D type environment, and it looks really good, and it plays really good, and it's a very cool device. So if you haven't seen that before, I recommend looking that up. Okay, so I have a very nice display here. I'm running quite a few frames per second. 81, well, 63, 73, something like that. And that's with this, and also running display or the live stream. So normally I'm operating right around like 80-90 frames per second. But let's see. I would start. I actually would have started working on some of the other stuff for this, but it's getting close. I've got 9 minutes left to my scheduled broadcast, so yeah, certainly. Any particular part? Because we've got the display. This part right here, if you watch the first day one build on the live stream broadcast, it'll show you how this was built as I built it all from there. And then this is the busing that is used. As you can see, feed lines come in. This sends the signal down. This is an inverter, which inverts the signal. And then this wall of torches re-invert the signal back to down. And that way, when it passes to the screen, because it has to be an on signal for the screen to be turned on. So for example, like this. So we've got power coming in, this comes down, inverts it, re-inverts it, which takes and activates and pulls back the pistons to display a pixel. Okay. Yes, the next one is also Friday, same time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is actually 3 p.m. my time because I live in Alaska. So I just tried to make it an, somewhat more of an afternoon type thing. Yeah, pretty much all of this redstone is busing, basically all of it. The only thing that's not busing is this here, which is the ROM system, the ROM slash what's inhibitor combination, so that when it's on or when it's off, it lets signals pass on through from behind. Like, see if I was to put something here, it lets it pass on. If it's off, which actually turns the stored ROM on, then it breaks that signal. It's part of the new occlusion culling, automatic occlusion culling system that I have, because I had to do manual occlusion culling in the first Prelude of the Chambered, and that's one of the primary reasons why it wasn't able to handle some of the features I wanted to do, and also why it was such a pain in the butt to program. Oh my god, it was terrible. Alright, this is looking good. Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely understand not understanding half this stuff. It gets complicated pretty quick, obviously. The new line that let redstone keep going more than 15 blocks just using blocks. I don't think so. I don't think that there was anything like that. As far as I know, we still have the 15 block limit of repeaters. I mean, you can extend that a little bit by doing a block chain, like putting a block, and a repeater. That way, you get 2 extra blocks out of it, but. Well, you can't really do that. It doesn't. That doesn't work. See, it just dead ends into the block. If we put this here, like so, it'll activate a repeater. No, I don't mind blatant RDF advertising at all. After all, that's where we are, and I am, as you all know, a small part of the RDF. Oops. Hey. Oh well. I'm too lazy to grab the wool. Alright, so there we go. I think everybody's pretty much done with working on this. Let me just see. Okay. That one doesn't do anything. And that one doesn't do anything. And that one doesn't do anything. Interesting. Oops. Alright. I recommend it. Best way to learn is to experiment. FU 11U FU. That's basically how I learned all this stuff, was through experimentation. The wiring for the controller, or you mean the wiring that's coming out of the controller like this? Because I think they're still working on it, so I don't know if it's exactly right. I mean, obviously, you got it goes to the note block to indicate that you're doing something. You've got signals that come out here, and they're still working on it, so I can't really trace the signals. So, I've got the Minecraft sound turned way down, so you probably can't hear it, but it does make the sound of you punching a block. I don't know if you can hear it, probably not. Instead of like a ding, because a ding would get really annoying really quickly. So we chose with the sound effects. Okay. Yeah. So we've got the 4 outputs, which looks great. That looks awesome. The lighting system doesn't quite seem to be completely finished yet, but it's okay. It's a work in progress. I've got the best minds in the business working on it for me. So, let's see. Yeah. All right. Of course, Mine. You're welcome to. Yes. What's up, guys? All right. Let's go take a look at TouchPaint. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with TouchPaint, it's a pretty cool system. It's actually really cool. It 14, yeah, like Red says, a 14 by 14 touchpad that works based on the limitations of redstone signals. So that's how it's able to independently control everything. The display is 21 by 21. Yeah, I've got at least another minute here. So this is TouchPaint. There's a lot of information on this about the on the RDF forum. It should have an article on the RDF website, but somebody's not getting around to doing that yet. I would do an article on it, but I honestly don't know enough about the technical details to do it. I know, Red. I know, it's fun. But yeah, we'll have an article about this soon. One thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be starting up a series here soon where I'm going to be highlighting a lot of the creations that are done on the RDF server. So we'll be kind of going around to everybody's plots, checking out what they've built, kind of doing like a little mini interview with them, and showing off some of the things that they've created. So that'll be coming up soon, which is cool. And yeah. Yep, there's the creation of the week. I was thinking about it being a weekly broadcast thing too, but more so than just a creation of the week. It's more like a plot of the week, like going through and showing off like all of this. Look at all of this insanity. What does this do? It looks amazing and complex, and I have no idea what it does. But you know, Red would probably know it. So, all right. Well, that is a little over 2 hours now. I'm at 2 hours and 1 minute. And I've got some other plans for tonight. So unfortunately, like I said, I'm gonna have to cut it short at 2 hours. For all my Redstone development guys, don't worry. I'll get in touch with you and coordinate a time to go with you and visit your plot and do a little interview if you're interested, and so on and so forth. If you are interested, by all means, contact me, and we'll go from there. It'll be easier than me trying to contact you, for sure. Because, hey, I'm a lazy bastard. What can I say? Let's go back to my plot, where I will do. Oops. A quick recap, as SSS Louder has recommended. Today we took the display, which was just a basic wall of wool, and this brick of bussing back behind it, and we moved it up, connected the buses all the way out, made this bus here. And built the ROM system and tested that out, and it works great. Then we also built the fancy user interface, which I believe works great. And then also Goldie was kind enough to make it a little more aesthetic and add the POTC version 2, and it looks really, really great. And yeah, there's still a lot to be done. You're right. There's no programming in it yet. For example, the only programming in it is this line. Woohoo! Yay, a line. And that was to test out the individual pixels, make sure everything was working great. So we've got, and that's programmed these 4 torches into this ROM stack, which I'll be going through and programming the ROM stack while not doing live stream, most likely, just because it's going to be tedious and boring, and I doubt you all will want to watch that. So we'll get to the more interesting stuff, like once the display or the images are programmed into it, we'll be actually doing the logic that handles player position and input and so on and so forth. Yes, it is 4 pixel. Each pixel is 4 pistons. So, yeah, that looks great. Let's see your drag. All right, Jazza. I've got a little bit more time. I'm really killing on my time here, so I'm gonna check those out because I want to take a look at them. Yes. Actually, hold on. So you'll be removing pistons to allow a parcel block behind it to go through without, well, yes, correct. Do I have any computer programming background? Basic. Real basic programming. Basically, I played around with Game Maker, which is a rapid development tool. I've learned the programming system for that, and I've also Uh, oh, nice. I like it. I like it a lot. It's the classic 3D face illusion, which is really cool if you haven't ever seen that. GML, yes, the game maker language. I am an expert in GML. I can do incredible stuff with it, and I've made a couple of games, and you know, they were a lot of fun. Other than that, I haven't really experimented too much. I've done some Unity 3D programming, real basic stuff. I mean, I just kind of opened it up and played around with it a little bit, and other than that, that's all I've done. So I kind of take my approach to computer programming is very similar to my approach to Redstone, in that I learn it as I need it for the application that I have. So if I'm making a game and I need to learn a particular aspect, then I learn how to do that. It kind of helped with Redstone in a way, I suppose, in that I got a more familiar with how things work, as far as the logic behind things, like and, or, and things like that, and how all of that comes together to make something. So from a logic perspective, yes. As far as transferring my programming knowledge directly into Redstone, not at all. Not at all. It didn't. There's no real translation there. I just kind of made it all up and learned it as I went along. So, yeah. Yes, as Vic says, hardware is more useful for Redstone than software. Learning hardware logic. I mean, this kind of it's taught me a lot as I've gone through how computer systems work, and how how all of these thousands and millions and trillions of ones and zeros are showing me Minecraft right now, and sending signals to the internet to show you my Minecraft screen and all of that fun stuff. I've been experimenting with Redstone since April of this year, and that was when I first started. And at that point, it was when I made Pac-Man version 1, and then I taught myself the mystical power of RS Nors, and built Pac-Man version 2. And from there, I've just been hooked. Mostly, I've done display stuff. You know, interactive displays, TV displays, and fun stuff like that. So yeah, my time is definitely up. I've actually gone about like 9 minutes. Yes, the first version of Pac-Man I did without RS Nors. There are no RS Nors in the first version of Pac-Man. And for Pac-Man version 2, there are. Because in the first version, all that mattered was collecting all of the slimes that were dispensed out. In the second version, there were actually buttons and enemies and stuff that I had to deal with, so it was a little bit more complex. And also a timing circuit, which was kind of cool to prevent cheating. And from there, I got hooked, and I wanted to do more and more complex things and make more and more advanced stuff, and that's how I ended up where I am today. Yeah, those videos are all on my YouTube channel. They're also in my Planet Minecraft profile, so you can download them there, play around with them. I'm pretty sure that everything I've created is Minecraft is still compatible. It's all Minecraft 1.0 compatible, but I haven't verified that. So, yeah. Anyway, we've reached 2 hours and 10 minutes, which is a great amount of time. A fantastic show today. Great episode. We got a lot done. We're going to get even more done. And I just lost connection. So that's perfect. Right there. That's Minecraft telling me it's time to go. So thank you for watching, and we will see you next week. And until then, happy redstoning.